3, 2, 1. Yo, what's going on? Welcome in. Much love here. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo ça va? How is it going? How are you? Are you doing? I hope you're doing awesome. Estaba estudiando español y italiano y francés. Italian, I'm finding to be, yikes. This is kind of annoying because I want to cast the Nahiri, but we also need a red to cast Chandra, and if we get a red, I see, we'll be able to at least go grab a... Yeah, anyways, we're in here with the red-green spider deck. I'm actually going to Monday Night Magic. I'm going to play this tonight in person. We're going to play 2 more matches with this one and the next one. And then I'm going to switch it up. We're going to go to Modern, or we're going to do something else in Standard. Maybe do something vehicles related. As it looks like we're up against MARDU. Cool, because MARDU has been requested. So here we are. I'll go with the game trail and ship the turn. Next turn we can cast a Chandra. Possibly Chandra plus Harness Lightning on next turn. This turn we can Vessel or we can Grapple. If we Vessel and get the Evolving Wilds, we can Nahiri in 2 turns. It takes a little bit of time to make that happen. Toolcraft Exemplar, what's up? Reckless Bushwhacker, sure. I feel like we should probably Harness Lightning that Toolcraft Exemplar to save life right now. I'm going to do that. It's only 1 energy. And then we'll be able to... We've got a bunch of options at this point and a decent amount of life. We can Grapple and Vessel, or we could Chandra for damage, or we could Chandra to kill the Bushwhacker. I'm kind of interested in Chandra killing the Bushwhacker, but I'm more interested in waiting 1 turn. I think we're going to be able to survive. And Vessel plus Grapple gives us a lot of looks to find Ishkana on the next turn. So that's what I'm going to go for. I think playing Chandra and minusing would have been reasonable to keep us at the highest life total. By the way, Nahiri, Whirler Maker is better in these matchups, and I'm considering making the switch to blue, or at least trying the switch to blue. Alright, that's scary. So we should probably find Ishkana. There is a Chandra, which is okay. There's also the Plains. To cast a Nahiri, I don't think Nahiri is necessarily so amazing right now. I'm not playing main deck Kozilek's Return. Actually, this Grapple is Kozilek's Returns in other versions. So if you really want to win, Kozilek's Return seems like it would just absolutely crush this game. And a lot of people play 4 Kozilek's Returns. I get it. Chandra or Nahiri. I feel like there's a good chance Servant is actually what we want. Why? Because it blocks, and also it's going to get us to 6 energy. And it can cast our Nahiri. So I'm going to Grapple. We're really looking for an Ishkana. Ishkana, and we found one. Okay. And we have Delirium, and we're going to untap and cast Ishkana. So Grapple, not Kozilek's Return, but not terrible either. The reason that I like Grapple over Kozilek's Return is because Grapple does something in every matchup. You'll have certain control matchups, certain mid-range matchups where Grapple is basically a do-nothing. It's a dead card. And Declaration in Stone, geez. You don't really have that with Grapple. It at least does something. It's not always good, but it does something. Interesting. How did they crack that clue? I'm so confused. And we had no blocks. Oh, I see. No, they sacked it so that our Ishkana couldn't block. That makes sense. So I'm gonna go grab, and I mean, there's just a high chance of dying. I'm going to attune and Chandra to kill the Pia. That makes the most sense here. Attune. I would go grab. Let's move over here. We've got a screaming baby over here. Alright. Who's excited for Tiwu babies? I am. Not yet, but anyways, let's go ahead and kill the Pia. Ship the turn. Nahiri really sucks right now. Whirler Maker would be a lot better. Not like we could necessarily cast either. If our Ishkana goes, we go. If our Ishkana lives, we're okay. Anyways, como aprender en nueva lengua fácilmente, how to learn a new language easily. First of all, primero, it doesn't need to be perfect, it just needs to be understood. So it's better to just make sounds and hope that that works. Yikes, we are going to get absolutely crushed. We're gonna die, people. Probably. We have some good top decks. Chandra's probably gonna get picked off, which is unfortunate. 2 servants to block, decent, but this is the big problem. How to learn quickly. So, first of all, you need to have a language teacher. Apps don't really actually work that well. Weird. Do we want to reach up and block a Thopter? Or I think we want to block a Thopter because it's an artifact for Pia. Alright, there's an Emrakul, so we can't cast it. We might be able to survive and cast it next turn off of servants. Nahiri's been super bad this game. Just hope to survive. If we can survive and cast Emrakul, we're in good shape. We also actually haven't had a creature die, so we could even lose a servant in combat. So a language teacher can be someone you meet in person. If you want to hire someone, you can go on Upwork.com and hire a language teacher, and you have Jesus. You'll have people apply. Bushwhacker. Alright, well, it looks like we're dead. GG. Again, you want to beat aggro, then you should play the Co's Returns main. Makes it easier, but in a match, we have a lot of tools at our disposal. The bombs, the returns. I'm kind of interested in Dynavolt Tower. I don't like Nahiri or Chandra, actually. I don't really like either of them. We want to be faster. Grapple is slow as well. And then Emrakul is good, but it's kind of hard to cast. I'm going to try out the tower over Emrakul. It might turn out to be horribly wrong. World Breaker is also decent, but Emrakul is still just insane. And I don't really like Natural State too much. Hire a teacher on Upwork.com. You can pay 15 or 20 bucks for a weekly lesson. And it helps if you can have multiple people and hire someone you have chemistry with, someone that is fun to talk to, that you look forward talking to. You can do that. That's a good way to go. It's good to have somewhere that you're actually planning on going to or considering going to. For me, estaré in Barcelona in marzo to play and a ganar, to win the Grand Prix. And I will be in France. I've got an invitation from my man Dylan Flynn in Avignon. So I'm learning French. French is kind of hard. Italian's really easy because it's real similar, and Italy's right there, so I'll probably go over and say what's up. And here's my method that I think is good, that a lot of people get wrong. I'll come back and revisit this when I'm actually speak a bunch of languages fluently. But basically, a lot of people learn like small talk, but I want all my words to be geared towards learning more words. So the key phrases I want to know are: I want to learn more, quiero aprender más, voglio imparare più, right? I want phrases. What is the word for? ¿Qué es el palabra? Sí, parole. What is the word? How do you say? ¿Cómo se dice? ¿Cómo se dice? How do you say? Repetir. Puedes repetirlo? Can you repeat? Can you say it again? Again, doesn't have to be perfect. Otra vez, por favor. Another time, please. Slowly, please. Lentamente. Lentement, s'il vous plaît. Right, so all your words are geared towards learning more words. Pretty simple, right? I like this hand a lot more than what we had last game. I like it on the play. I think that there's a decent chance we actually get to cast Emrakul this game. And yeah, so all the words should be geared towards learning more words. Fragmentize our vessel. That's kind of brutal. Kind of. We have no gasoline after that, and that fucks with our whatever, but it also means they don't have a creature, and they have a slow start. And we've got a Kozilek's return, so that will give us time, and we have at least 3 card types at this point. We have no planes in the deck anymore, or red sources. So let's just do this. 2 card types. Kozilek's return will get us to 4 actually. So we have a 9 mana Emrakul and 5 mana to it. That's the game plan. Yeah, I mean, Fragmentize, definitely annoying, but such a slow start from the opponent. And there's another Vessel, which is a very good draw. Crackalack. I don't like them playing Fragmentize versus us because it is so slow. We could get a Puzzle Knot, but it seems to me like we want another Vessel. It also seems to me like we don't want to cast it because we have exactly 6 energy. We want to save it. We have 4 card types now. A land in the graveyard, and that will get us to 5. A creature will get us to 6. I'm not playing any planeswalkers anymore, so maybe that's a problem. There's a PNOR. We do have Ko's return to somewhat clear that up, and I think playing a World Breaker would be reasonable over an Emrakul. I might try that the next game. I would consider it. We'll also definitely consider on this turn keeping up mana for Ko's return so that we don't have to worry about well, there's a Vessel. Oops, back to the second main. If we drew a Vessel, yeah, I'll play that. Gives us time. Again, we're creeping towards Emrakul. We might even be able to untap and cast it depending on how things go. Maybe worth having a couple Planeswalkers in the deck just to make Delirium a little bit easier. So right now we've got 4. We get a creature and a land in the graveyard that'll get us to 6, and 3, 4, 5, 6, close to 7 mana. So that's the game plan: is can we cast Emrakul? Transgress the Mind. Well, so much for that. I don't really care to cast Kozilek's Return in response. I don't think it's amazing. Either way, they probably want to take our Emrakul, but we could Vessel into another one potentially. Or we could Vessel into Ishkanah, or we could Vessel into Aetherworks Marvel. We're still at 20 life. I would say we're in great shape. I think what the opponent's mistake this game, in my opinion, maybe they beat us, but if you're aggro, you want to know what axis you're winning on. Aggro wins on the axis of speed, not on the axis of interaction, right? So the more the opponent slows down to Fragmentize, slows down to Transgress, the more time we have to develop, right? Look how much time we have. It's turn 5 and we're at 20 life. Why? Because the opponent has not recognized their winning access and instead decided, I'm going to slow down to interact. Wrong. You're doing it wrong, opponent. Right? It doesn't mean that we're definitely going to win, but it's making things a lot easier for us. See if they attack with Pia. Let's let them loot, then we're gonna Vessel and make a decision. See what we can cast next turn. Maybe we brick with Vessel, but we have so many... we did brick with Vessel, actually. But we'll get a land and a creature in the graveyard, which means we're going to have... We're gonna have a bunch of card types. I think we want to get the Puzzle Knot, probably, and trade with the Pia. No, if we get the Puzzle Knot and we don't trade, then we will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it will cost 7. I want a chance of untapping and casting Emrakul, and the Puzzle Knot will give us time. So I'm going to take all this damage. We're not in danger of dying next turn, and this gives us a window to go off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for an Ishkana. Do we want to attack with the Servant? I really don't want to trade it, but I actually can conceive that we may want it to block. Instead of the Puzzle Knot, we could have gotten the Evolving Wilds, which would get us the land and a land in the graveyard and would set us up. I thought Puzzle Knot was better. By the way, we still have 4 Marvels in the deck. It's a card we can top deck at any moment and just take over. The longer the game goes, the better our chance of that happening, especially if the opponent wants to keep interacting with us. So, like, what did they side out for Fragmentize and Transgress? Did they side out creatures, threats, or did they side out removal, right? They either made their interaction worse, because Declaration in Stone and Licensed Disintegration are a lot better than Fragmentize Transgress, because they push the axis of winning on time on the board, or they cut creatures, and they're going to have a hard time actually finishing us, right? So if you're Mardu, again, like, I don't think Transgress Fragmentize is where you want to be. I think 4x Unlicensed Disintegration, 3 to 4 Deck and Stone, and just push through is the way to go. But what do I know? I'm just over here at a functional 23 life on turn 6, on pace to cast Emrakul. Win right now if the opponent doesn't have Deck and Stone. Key to the City. Pretty good shape even if they do. So the opponent is nice top, the opponent said. I got lucky drawing Ishkana. Well, I Vesseled for, I looked at 5 cards, so I think the opponent is mad and stalling, maybe. I could tell them that Transgress is a bad card and you shouldn't play it in this matchup. If I want to help them, stop focusing on luck, focus on the things you control, right? Instead of attacking our hand and leaving it up to top decks, you could attack the board and try to win on time. Are they waiting for us to respond? I looked at 5 cards. So it's normal when I Vessel and brick, and lucky if I untap and draw something, right? Opponent needs to focus on winning. Servo Exhibition, sure. Bushwhacker. We're going to see a Bushwhacker. Okay. It is a lot of damage, but we have a lot of blockers as well, so we'll be in decent shape. I still don't really want to throw away the Servant if at all possible, because I might block with the Servant if it looks like we need the life, but since we're so close to casting Emrakul, I don't want to use it. So we've got 5 blockers. There's going to be no more than 6 attackers, which means we can go bingo, bango, bongo. Yeah, okay, back to language acquisition. It's good to write things down. Synesthetic learning. We learn not through visual, not through audio, not through kinesthetic, but we learn through a combination of all, right? Opponent is very slow at this point. It's been minutes on this turn, 3 minutes on this turn. I'm going to just hit them with the question mark. I see a correlation between the same people blaming luck and not taking responsibility and being unfriendly. Land Emra. Waiting for you, right? Opponent is talking but not playing. Waiting on you. So they're there. They're there. They want to talk. They don't want to play. It seems like. I want to play. Waiting on you. I want to play. Communicate what you want. Land Emrakul is GG. Let's find out. Okay. And we didn't hit Land Emrakul. But we hit Servant, so we'll be able to cast it on the next turn. And now they're going to have 2 Deccan Stones. I'm going to choose not to play this Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot because we can instead crack this Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot. So, see what's up. That is how you de-escalate a situation. I took a moment to think. I could have been like, fuck you, noob. But then I was like, what's up? Can we play? Oh, I want to play, right? 3-second rule for anger. Stun and anger. Kozilek's return. Let's play. I don't want to talk. Let's play. No. Look at the clock. Come on. Less talk, more play. I'm waiting. Right? Be direct. Be direct. Say what you want. What's up, though? Is there a way for creatures without flying can't block this turn? Okay. And another bushwhacker, so it looks like we are dead. It really sucks to get slow played and to lose. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Actually, we're not dead because they didn't activate their copter. They have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Puzzle Knot up to 17 life. If they had activated their copter, we would be dead. But we can survive at 1. And untap and cast Emrakul. And hopefully wreck them. Okay. Right, up to 17. And untap, cast Emrakul. 17, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. None of our stuff can block. We're at 1 life. And if they had activated their copter, we would be dead. We have 2 puzzle knots. They have 1 card. So we can... I'm a noob. There we go. Would I rather cast Emrakul or cast Woodweaver's Puzzle Knot? I think I would rather cast Emrakul. We could cast 2 puzzle knots and then puzzle knot again, which would get us to 10 life. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're going to be dead to another magmatic chasm either way. But we're going to... If we Emrakul, we could potentially beat a magmatic chasm. It seems like we want to cast Emrakul. And then we can use Pia Noir to have them sacrifice a bunch of stuff. Smuggler's Copter to clear out their hand. So we have their turn. There's another Bushwhacker, so I'm glad I didn't go for the life here. So we go Pia Noir and make them sack a bunch of stuff. I do want to have them... Yeah, Pia Noir. We could spend 4 mana on Pia Noir to sacrifice the Clue and the Thopters and the Copter and suicide the Pia Noir. We can suicide the Copters, have them sack 1, 2, 3 things. I'm gonna totally ignore the chat right now because I want to figure out how to best play this. I'm gonna use the Bushwhacker to activate. Bushwhacker to activate. And then I'm going to declare some attacks. Pia Noir is getting blocked. Thraben Inspector is getting blocked. Reckless Bushwhacker is getting blocked. Copter is going to get sacrificed. The 1/1s One of the 1/1s is going to get sacrificed. So we'll go block, block, we'll go block, 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 sacrifice a bunch of stuff. I maybe should have had the Thopter's attack so we can make a decision. Inventor's Apprentice goes. Declare blocks. We need to make sure we sack to the Pied Noir before. I could have done this a little bit better. Oh no, here we go. Emrakul will block here. This will block here. This will block here. And then Pied Noir. Is it going to give me a chance to do things? Sacrifice an artifact. Target creature can't block this turn. Sacrifice Copter. Okay. Sacrifice an artifact. Target creature can't block this turn. Pay 1. Okay. Sacrifice an artifact. Target creature can't block this turn. Okay. Sacrifice an artifact. Target creature can't block this turn. Okay, and then that stuff's gonna die, and the opponent's left with one thing. They can top deck a Magmatic Chasm or a burn spell to win right now. We know their hand is 2 Inventor's Apprentices. I might have been able to. Are we gonna die? Could I have killed all their things? I'm not sure if there was a way to leave them with 0 creatures. Okay. And we're gonna gain the life. Just jam the life gain. No top decks. My god. GG. Okay. This is an interesting match. And attack. The opponent can triple block. Ding, 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 and they still die. So that's game. Go to game 3. Magmatic Chasm is extremely good. It's a lot better than Transgress and Fragmentize. It's good because creatures without flying can't block. It affects the board, its tempo. It respects the axis of victory, right? Which the opponent is trying to win on. Transgress and Fragmentize do not. Block, block. Yo, you're dead no matter what, so you should probably hurry up. Hurry up and lose, right? Keep in mind, we're going to game 3 in a decent spot, having not drawn Marvel this entire match. We have not yet drawn Marvel. Alright, sideboarding. I'm concerned Tower is actually going to be too slow. It could have been good that game, but with the opponent going wide, I don't know. I kind of like World Breaker. It's not necessarily more castable than Emrakul. I don't love Chandra and Nahiri, but there are at least ways to make Emrakul easier to cast. World Breaker or Emrakul? I think Emrakul is just too good. It's how we win. Natural State. I don't like that it only kills Copter. I'm going to try this out. No World Breaker. We might as well shoot for the stars if we're going to go for the win at all. Emrakul is much higher upside than World Breaker, and World Breaker isn't even necessarily easier to cast. I only have 2 Co's returns. I would play a third. I don't know about a fourth. This tower should be a third. Alright, we're into game 3. Again, game 1 could have been won if that Co's return was a grapple. This hand is quite good. We are going to have a... This hand is very good and the opponent mulliganed. Either they transgress or slow down to transgress or Kozilek's return, or they... I like that. Either they slow down to transgress, or they're going to eat it. I'm going to cast the Vessel. I don't care if they fragmentize. I mean, I do care, but it means they're not adding to the board on this turn. So I'm okay with that. I'm not going to play around it. And they did not have it. So go game trail, revealing a forest. Ship the turn. We've got 2 Ishkanas, and Vessel will get us to Delirium. So it's basically, can we not die? Pure Noir is what I'm hoping to see. I'm excited to Kozilek's return. Okay. I'm going to untap and Kozilek's return right away, I believe. Waiting could potentially backfire. So here, I'm interested in the forest. We're gonna have enchantment, artifact, creature. Traverse can get us sorcery and get us to our 5th land. Alternatively, we could get a puzzle knot or a marvel, but I think that we just want to hit our land drops at this point with the 2 Ishkanas. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab a forest and take the damage. So do we want to Kozilek's return right now? I think so. On one hand, waiting, we could get a bigger blowout. On the other hand, there might be some spell that prevents damage and protects. I don't know what that is. I don't want to risk it at 17 life. Tell me in the chat if that was just wrong. I don't know the format well enough, maybe. Right. Maybe they have servo and it's whatever. It looks like it did not make a difference. All right, 4 card types. I'm going to traverse, and since we have 2 Ishkanas and an Emrakul already, I'm going to go ahead and get a Servant. I'm getting a Servant. It's not going to block very well, but it is going to get us closer to Emrakul, which we have 5 card types, cost 8. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we're going to see Shambling Vent move in here, and we're going to take 5. And the opponent has just the 1 card they top decked. And Ishkana requires multiple answers, so we're in good shape here. Emrakul is coming soon. We lose a creature in combat. There's another Emrakul. Check it out. We're going to win this game against aggro, win a match where I'm going to attack with the Servant. It doesn't matter. It's more likely the damage doesn't matter. Winning a match without drawing Marvel in any of the games. Okay. Seems pretty good. 5. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna pass the turn. We could attack with Emrakul, but next turn we we could attack with Ishkanal, hope it dies, and cast Emrakul. I could imagine that backfiring if the opponent just takes and they have a better attack. Draw a card. But we're gonna untap and cast Emrakul. Exemplar. And win the match. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can use the energy. Might as well make them lose 4. There's another Servant. Emrakul. Bam. That should be game. Kozilek's return from the grave. Don't even want to cast because we can make them lose everything they have without having to Koz return. Bingo, bango, bongo. We'll see if the opponent wants to talk and stall or if they're willing to accept and admit defeat. For those of you who know lots of languages, what is your method for learning? Leave in the comments. I'm not here just to tell you. I'm an expert. I'm definitely ahead of the average American. But if you're some Euro who speaks 30 languages, let us all know how you do that. Okay. Needle Spires. Needle Spires is going to get blocked here. Emrakul is going to block here. 2 spiders on the Inventor's Apprentice. Whatever. Activate via Exemplar. I might not do this exactly perfect, but it's whatever. This is going to get blocked. This is going to get blocked. This is going to get blocked. Whatever good gets drawn is just going to get discarded. Chasm can go. Block. Actually, yeah, we want to do that. It eats it. This eats it. 2 spiders. We'll trade 1 spider for the apprentice because there will be no artifacts. And back to the opponent. Don't think we can lose. Certainly doesn't seem like there's one card that can get them out of this. And our hand is more gas. Traverse was very good there, right? We didn't want a land, we wanted a creature. Opponent has drawn a land. So 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Attack with all. Events cannot be awoken. And drain, Ishkana drain. We know the opponent's hand. We've seen it. GG, thanks for watching, thanks for learning. If you want to learn more, if you want to get better at MTG, you should check out at the top of the description, there's a link to the 3 secrets to winning more at MTG. It's a new class that I put out, and it signs you up for the email list as well, and gives an opportunity to join the mastermind. But it's just a good way to learn. So we'll be back tomorrow with 1 more match, and then move on to some other stuff. Lots of preparation, card reviews coming. So thank you all, and let's keep it going. Speak soon. Adios. Hasta luego. Ciao. Later. Take care. Much love. Bam.